Welcome everyone, Mark Blanchard here, Public Sector Director at GovNews. I'm here today talking to Tom Burrell, the Public Sector Lead for Cybersecurity at Cisco. Tom, great to have you with us.
Thanks for inviting me.
So Cisco, household name in the world of digital data and technology, but can you first tell us a little bit more about who you are and how Cisco support the public sector with its cyber requirements?
Of course, yeah. So I work within Cisco's security organisation as a sales leader for UK public sector. Been in Cisco around 10 years now, across various customer-facing roles. I've always been aligned to public sector, and prior to joining Cisco, I worked for the Foreign Office. So in terms of how Cisco support the public sector, Cisco is a strategic partner to many PubSec organisations, and through our technology portfolio, we underpin and protect many of the systems that public sector's organizations rely on. So to help put that into context, if you consider that 80% of the world's sort of traffic travels across Cisco connections, and then combine that with our Talos organization. So that's an industry leading commercial threat intelligence group that works within Cisco. It gives us an unparalleled insight into the threats that are facing our customers. So we allow that information that we gather to feed into the way we develop our products, which of course puts Cisco in the strong position to help defend our customers from cyber attacks. That technology is obviously used by public sector organizations in multiple ways, from edge protection through to multi-factor authentication, application behavior analysis, so all of which that helps our customers meet their cyber requirements and keeps them safe. So I think the other thing as well that Cisco supports PubSec in other areas. So that can be through our Talos team pushing out the latest threat intel, to our Cisco services team and how we help with their solution design, implementation, planning. We also work with other customers around things like brand protection, so helping customers look at their supply chain, looking at to avoid taking on grey market kit into their environments. And we also we're fortunate to be on a number of boards across the UK, and that includes our CEO, David Meads. He's a member of the National Cyber Advisory Board, and that sort of gives us the opportunity to work with our peers across different organizations and get insight to what's impacting them. And all of that information is sort of fed into our teams. And obviously that then gives us the ability to have quite a broad view across public sector and other parts of business, and then help our customers by using that knowledge and information.
Mm. So in what areas, specific areas of the cyber assessment framework, does Cisco help and increase resiliency for its government customers?
It's an interesting one because I'll start off with by maybe stating the obvious, but these frameworks they're a good thing, and need to be embraced by organizations, and shouldn't be seen just as a tick box exercise. So the whole "we're compliant, let's move on." So fundamentally, compliance is about how you make organizations, businesses more resilient, to be able to better identify, mitigate, respond to events and issues. Organizations in the UK get to follow various frameworks. You've heard of NIST, you've heard of Cyber Essentials, and obviously the NCSC Cyber Assessment Framework. And each organization needs to consider which framework they want to follow, or maybe they need to comply with one or more. And it needs to be suited to their organization. So I work across the whole of public sector, and I would say if I look at, say, education, Cyber Essentials and the Cyber Essentials Plus tends to be the one that's more used. In healthcare, it's DSPT, and that will probably fall into CAF at some point. So, but with CAF specifically, so that was developed by the NCSC, and obviously focused much more on those critical sectors, those CNI sectors, those central government sectors. And it helps them understand ways to protect themselves more from cyber attacks. And all these government departments are trying to assess themselves against that framework. CAF looks at many, many areas. So people, process, policy, technology, but it focuses on the main objectives. If you think of the main objectives it focuses on is managing security risk, protecting against cyber attacks, detecting security events, and minimizing the impact on security incidents. So Cisco, focus on the technological aspects of that. And I mentioned obviously people, process, policy, and we focus on those technology aspects of CAF. and support public sector departments across all of those objectives. That can range from looking at things like access control in the network through to detection and response capabilities. Our portfolio allows us to cover most of those areas. And I would say also by bringing together our security platform with what everyone knows us for is our networking platforms, we can help organizations to deliver sort of really strong security, resilient network capabilities to support their customers. Probably add to that as well that more broadly, our portfolio helps customers with probably three key areas. Breach protection, so detection and response. We have a platform, Cisco XDR, looks at visibility across the network, cloud environments, endpoints, applications, applying analytics to automation to detect, analyze, hunt for threats. So that's one area specifically. Another area is user protection. Users, there's multiple areas that we focus on there. So that could be endpoint, email security, access management, network access control, and there's various bits there that we look at. And then finally, and this is quite a hot topic within public sector. I know a lot of public sector organizations are grappling with how to get the best out of cloud, and we look at cloud protection. So in that area, we help customers with a combination of our portfolio about looking at analytics, ensuring that they connect securely in the most efficient way, particularly when there's uncertainty of how to connect to what application, in what manner, and in which cloud as well. And we have solutions around all of those things. And it's through our partners that we deliver those as well. So we have a multitude of partners that we work with. And between our technology and their knowledge, we're able to help those customers with meeting those CAF requirements.
So what key challenges do you foresee for government, both at central and local level, over the coming years? What is it that your customers are telling you? What is it that Cisco are seeing? And what are you thinking the next big things are going to be?
Yeah, so I suppose probably three things, I guess. First is there is a perception, and it depends on the level within government, that certain public sector customers are seen as easy targets when compared to other industries. And this is due to underinvestment in certain areas and limited resources. So I would say in certain parts, the ongoing budget constraints and squeezes, it's not going to be changing anytime soon. So that challenge will continue. So I'll just say that organizations need to do more with less and think about where they're investing their time, their money, their resources to get the most bang for their buck. And I think that's something that we as Cisco or our partners need to just be very, very cognizant of. Another area, and I think this again is common across every industry, not just public sector, is the human factor. So we know the top threat vector is most prevalent in phishing, particularly emails. We've all had that Prince email us asking for some money and so forth. So technology can only go so far in the majority of instances. So we still attribute the human factor, clicking on that link, doing something they shouldn't be doing, and so or accepting a push notification from a MFA platform on their phone. So that training of people, that awareness of your staff around cyber is so important. So that needs to continually get better, and that's where customers, one of the areas they can focus on. And then finally, probably the final area is embracing cloud. So as we know, cloud is definitely high in terms of challenges, but also where customers want to get value from. And we know even the most sensitive parts of government, and some of the customers I specifically speak to around central government and defense space, they're trying to grapple how they can embrace cloud but get benefits from it. So managing that cyber risk to make sure that they're able to use those platforms without ending up on the front pages of a newspaper because something going wrong. So we can, Cisco have helped customers in that space, and we do this on a regular basis where we're used to working in a hybrid world ourselves as an organization, and we can leverage that knowledge. And we have a lot of the tools that that we use internally. We eat our own dog food, for want of a better term, and we look to spread that knowledge across to our customers as well, to enable them to best access those solutions as possible without creating undue additional security risk as well for them.
Mm. So I suppose to finish off as a final question I'd like to ask
Mm.
you is the Cisco and Bytes partnership when it comes to UK public sector, reducing vulnerabilities, increasing cyber resilience. What benefit does that partnership offer?
So I'm sure most people are aware, but Cisco is a partner first business. So we rely heavily on our partners network to help customers really derive value from their purchases. So along with supporting customers in meeting their business needs and objectives, whether that's in pre-sales, so that could be selecting the right products, identifying the risks and aligning our technology to that, through to post-sales where our partners they're a vital link between customers' purchases and their ability to get the value through them, through deployment and managed support. So what I would say is Bytes have got near on 40 years experience of working in the public sector. So they're in a great position to help our customers consider their end-to-end cyber needs, and particularly as they align themselves very closely to customer strategies, policies, delivery initiatives. So Bytes recently obtained the Advanced Security and Advanced Networking certifications from Cisco. That is a very high bar to get through, and they demonstrate their strength in their technical capabilities in designing, implementing, and operating Cisco-based solutions. So I would say that Bytes have an in-depth knowledge of cybersecurity challenges in the PubSec, and their services can really help customers in many ways. So that can be through their cyber consulting services. So that could be audit, strategy, advisory, assurance, etc. And going back to an earlier question, an example of that is they do a security focused gap analysis around the NCSC's CAF, and that delivers sort of detailed guidance around the potential gaps, and offers and helps them build up security solutions around how they can resolve or meet some of those requirements as well. They also have direct engineer support, design support, deployment capabilities as well. And something I'm learning a bit more about is their 24/7 SOC capability as well. So if you consider that, combining all those areas, Bytes are able to support customers throughout their cyber protection journey, minimize cyber risks, help customers in applying the cyber assessment framework, and while using Cisco technologies, provide a consolidated solution for customers. And they're able to do that in based on their experience and abilities and capabilities of their teams, in an amazing way that can really support customers meet their cyber requirements and better defend themselves from threats.
Well, thank you very much for that. Tom Burrell, Public Sector Lead for Cybersecurity at Cisco. Thanks for talking to me.
Brilliant. Thanks for having me.